Today on the Daily Dose, the USS Indianapolis. Early in July 1945, the heavy cruiser USS Indianapolis was ordered on a top-secret mission to deliver the Uranium-235 core and other components for the atomic bomb intended for Hiroshima to the South Pacific island of Tinian. Following a successful delivery, the Indianapolis set sail for the island of Guam, where she would rejoin the rest of the American Pacific Fleet for their anticipated final push for Japan. Instead, shortly after midnight on July 29th, in low-visibility conditions atop the Philippine Sea, the ship was struck by two torpedoes fired from a Japanese submarine, and while the ship's captain, Charles McVey, had requested an escort for protection, his request was denied due to the top-secret nature of her mission. Of the nearly 1,200 men aboard ship, when the Indianapolis rolled onto her side and sank in less than 12 minutes, 300 men went down with the ship, while 890 went into the water, in what would become a 4-day ordeal of hunger, dehydration, saltwater poisoning, exposure, and shark attacks.
From the net, and I also noticed that everybody tied to the net. Sharks didn't attack. So every time the sharks were coming in, we would kick and scream and do things that we thought would drive the sharks away, and they did drive them away. The sharks only picked off, as far as I could see, the sharks only picked off people who had by themselves. In other words, no protection around it. And whenever they saw a shark, they were to yell "shark" and start screaming. And I don't know whether that was effective or not. The sharks didn't like us, so they would leave us. But the sharks were and they attacked in groups. And when they died, I just cut them loose from the group and let them float out to sea. I didn't want the bodies around.
Of the 1,196 crewmen aboard the USS Indianapolis, only 317 survived their 4-day ordeal through grit, courage, and determination. And while Captain McVey was court-martialed in what many believed was a case of scapegoating for the 3 naval officers who had received and failed to act upon the Indianapolis's distress call during her final moments above water. McVey committed suicide in 1968, while he was posthumously cleared of any wrongdoing in 1996, thanks to the dogged efforts of survivors, legal professionals, and ex-military personnel, making the USS Indianapolis disaster a study in sacrifice, courage, and fortitude during the final days of World War II. And there you have it, the USS Indianapolis, today on the Daily Dose. If you like learning something new every day, subscribe to the Daily Dose on YouTube or sign up for emails at dailydosenow.com.